G'day everyone and happy holidays. Welcome to my special Christmas Eve video, wherein we will take a look at a special VCR, an RCA VR-295 from 1989. Now what is special about this VCR? Well, I'll tell you in a second, but as you can see, I've gone all festive here. I've got the Prima VCR testing monitor set up here. I've made an attempt with the Christmas lights here, and I've got a nice roaring fire going in this fake fireplace over here. Oh wait, not that one. That one had to have the gas shut off because it was an explosion hazard, and very much against code. No, I'm talking about that fake fireplace. Works a lot better than the decorative one underneath of it. Yeah, this thing never put out much heat, so good riddance to that. Anyhow, back to the VCR. This is a very, very important piece of history for yours truly, because in 1989 for Christmas, my parents bought the family this VCR, and it was an extremely big deal to us at the time. And my Prima VCR testing monitor just shut off. Oh well. I'll continue on with the video anyway. We'll turn that back on in a second. Anyhow, my parents, being who they were running a music store at the time, not making very much money. So they did whatever they could to help us get by. Our family had 2 parents and 5 kids. So yeah. It just got crazy around our place around the holidays, so my parents were never able to afford to bring us to very many movies, what with the 5 kids and all. But in 1989, we finally got ourselves our first VCR, and you are looking right at that VCR right now. I don't think my parents recognized the significance at the time of having a VCR that could only do linear stereo and not hi-fi stereo, but nonetheless, they got this VCR. This was actually close to the top of the line back in the day for RCA. It is a relabeled Samsung VCR, if you can believe that. There is a GE equivalent to this, because GE and RCA were part of the same Thomson Consumer Electronics brand at the time. So yeah, there is a GE equivalent to this, but we've got the RCA right here. And I'd show you the remote, but it got broken a long time ago. So yeah, linear stereo. What makes that so special? Well, let me just grab a videotape here, and we'll talk about that real quick. See, before hi-fi stereo, companies decided they had to have a way to give us stereo that wasn't hi-fi, because hi-fi was expensive at the time. It was an expensive feature, but it wouldn't be expensive for long, to the very much detriment of linear stereo. Anyhow, what linear stereo is it basically takes the mono audio signal that were present from the very beginning on VHS machines. It takes that mono signal and splits it into 3 tracks. You've got your left, your right, and then there's a blank track in between, just to help the stereo separation. And basically it records audio data just like a cassette tape does, except the tape runs at a much slower speed, so there's much less fidelity. But all that being said, at the full tape speed possible with VHS SP, you actually could get half decent audio quality out of the stereo tracks. It's just when you went to EP or slower speeds that you got hit by problems with the hi-fi, because audio quality dropped off real quick. And I've got a videotape here. I'm just going to show you how that's done. Basically, the linear audio track is right along the top of the tape. And the video tracks are in the middle. And then down at the bottom there's a control track, which is primarily used for stuff like indexing on VCRs that support indexing. At least I think that's how it works. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But yeah, that's how a basic VHS videotape works. And this is probably going to be the first tape that goes into this machine because I don't know how well it works anymore. You see, back in the day this was replaced, I seem to recall it not working very well at all. I think it was eating tapes, so yeah. First tape in the machine is going to be this one. Something I can afford to lose. But yeah, when we got this for, and I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Christmas of 1989. It would have had to be that year, because this VCR was made in '89, and we bought it new, and in 1990 we moved. Or no, that wasn't 90, that was 91, never mind. Anyway, we got this in, I believe, Christmas of '89, and all us kids got to pick a movie. And I believe, I'm not sure, I believe the movie I picked was that one right there. Yeah, the first time I ever saw Willow was on this machine, and it wasn't this copy, I'll tell you that right now. This is an old former rental copy that I bought later. At the time we got this VCR, I couldn't afford to buy videotapes like this because VHS movies pre-recorded were always expensive up until early to mid-90s. So we went to a video store, we rented some movies. I think I rented Willow. It was either this or Never-Ending Story. Still not sure which of those I saw first, but I think it was Willow. Yeah, my memory's a little fuzzy around 1989 because that's when I was in grade 9 and I was extensively bullied and I just wanted to forget everything around that year. So I just kind of checked out for that in grade 10 and grade 11, and my grades went right down the toilet as a consequence. So yeah, pulling anything out of my memory from 1989 is kind of tricky for me these days. Even with my memory, which is better than average. Anyhow, I can hear you guys saying now, did you try and watch the new Willow TV show on Disney Plus or whatever? And yeah, I saw the first couple episodes, and I will see no more episodes. Long story short, the new Willow TV show is some of the worst television writing I have ever seen. I am not using those words lightly. I'm at a loss as to how I can understand how something like that got made. Every single aspect of it is bad, and I mean really, really, really bad. So yeah, not watching another second of that show. If you want to know why I think it's bad, well, I'd really rather not turn to one of those channels. If you want to know why it's bad, I would suggest checking out Shadiversity or The Critical Drinker or maybe Nerdrotic. I don't know if Nerdrotic's done a video on it yet, but channels like that, they can get into that better. Personally, I'm a writer. I cannot expose myself to bad writing on purpose. Reason being, if I consume bad writing, I produce bad writing. It just never fails with me. And why is my fireplace channel showing a commercial? I'm going to turn that down now. Anyway, yeah. If I consume bad writing, I produce bad writing, and I can't do that. I'm age 49 now. I don't have much time to produce decent quality novels, so I have to consume good stuff only. So don't ask me to watch any more Willow. I will not do it. I won't even touch anything on Disney Plus right now because I've seen the quality of the writing they're putting out now, and it's not good. It just isn't. So I'm going to get off that before I start ranting too much here. Not going to play that tape because, well, hate to say this, but on my JVC video, or no, not the JVC one, the Prima video, I actually got a copyright hit on that thing. So I probably can't use that for monetization now, but that video doesn't matter so much. This video, I'm going to try to avoid it. Okay, so what's the plan for today? Well, simply I want to see if my childhood VCR still works. What needs fixing? What does not need fixing? I have tried to bring myself to get this recycled several times, and I just cannot bring myself to do it. So I want to see how well it works and what I need to do to restore it. And as it turns out, these linear stereo only models are so rare now that this might actually be worth money now. But yeah, for a while there, they were producing a few machines that had both linear stereo and hi-fi stereo. But yeah, there aren't very many of those. So let us get started. Let me turn my idiotic Prima monitor right back on because it wasn't supposed to turn off. And we shall plug this VCR in. And you didn't see that because I didn't get it on video, but we had a little flash on the screen here, and we've got little clock indications there, so our power supply is still functional. Now, in preparation for this video, I went ahead and I removed the cover screws because if this thing's going to eat a tape, I want to see it doing it. We need to have eyeballs on the mechanism, is what I'm saying here. Alright, so let me see if I can go ultra wide angle here so you can see what's on the monitor. And hopefully you can also see what's going on in the mechanism if anything happens. So at the risk of my monitor turning off again, I'm just going to show you a little bit about how this works. The linear audio heads are right here, if you can see that. There's an erase head here, and then the audio head is right there. And it's a stereo head, of course. And basically the way this works is pre-recorded tapes were always recorded with linear stereo back then, or almost always. So any videotape you buy from the 80s and the early 90s should have linear stereo on it already from the factory. But since the linear stereo uses the entirety of the original mono track, mono VCRs are backwards compatible with these tapes. So, all right, I'm gonna just turn this on now. And we've got our on-screen display up and running. Can't test the tuner, of course, because this is an analog tuner from back in the day. I believe it does have an MTS or multi-channel television sound decoder in it, but obviously we can't do much with that. And you might be asking yourself real quick, or I'm going to at least tell you real quick, what the hi-fi stereo does. You're probably asking yourself where the hi-fi heads would be in a deck like this if it had hi-fi. Well, the hi-fi heads would go in this drum here, along with the video heads. So yeah, this obviously does not have hi-fi stereo, so we don't have to worry about that this time. Okay, so we've got power going to the unit. We've got at least something on the screen. Here goes nothing. I hope I don't get a copyright hit on this one. It's making noises. Okay, so far so good. It didn't quite load the tape all the way, but that is because this is a pre-recorded tape that doesn't have the recording thing knocked out, so... Okay, let's see what happens. Let's hit play here. Oh, it doesn't even wrap the tape around. Oh boy. I am going to try and see if I can get it to load the tape all the way. Oh, no chance that's going to happen. Yeah, this thing's got problems now, I'll tell you what. And you can see there, it's trying to eat the tape. Okay, yeah, we got some major problems because it's not even winding the tape. Okay, let's try fast forward. Oh, we don't even get that. I'm starting to remember why this was retired. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that out of there without me manually winding the tape back. Otherwise, it's going to eat the tape. So, I guess you'll get to watch me do that on camera at least. And this has been serviced before. I don't remember what for, but there's a little notation there. Not sure exactly what that would have been about, but that could have been any time between 1989 and the time I moved out of the house. So, yeah. I got my big JVC SVHS deck in 1993, so I've got pictures of this VCR set up with that deck, but I don't have any actual pictures of this thing coming out of the box at Christmas, sadly. So, we're not going to get that. So, now we need to figure out why it's just tried to eat the tape. I've already unplugged the unit, so just flip her over like so. Try and set you up here so you can see what I'm doing. And it looks like we have some missing screws here. But yeah, the Willow show is just about the worst writing I have ever seen. I mean, it is shockingly bad. Okay, I immediately see the issue here, or an issue. Let me see if I can get you up here in a way that doesn't destroy my gimbal. But yeah, you can pretty clearly see there's something going on with the belts in this unit. Like, oh, say this one, that is rock hard. No wonder that wasn't spinning anything. Although it's trying to engage, there is no way that belt has enough tension on it to move anything. So yeah, we need a belt for sure. And yeah, this is rock hard. That was not spinning anything. I don't know if my cassette belts will give enough tension on this to actually move the mechanism, but it's worth a try, I guess. So we've got other belts in this unit to look at. As you can see, there's some right down here. That would be for the loading. I'll put you down over here because I need to get in there and take a look-see if I can. If the gimbal will let me do this. These belts actually look okay. I can tell they're hard too, but they're not quite so bad. But yeah, this big one, that's got to be the one causing most of the problems here. However, I'm not so sure about that because there are a lot of gears down in here to drive the loading arms, and those didn't even go all the way. So what for do we have going on here? Well, I suppose it's worth a shot trying to replace this main belt here. This is the one that drives the reels, so let me go get my belts out and I'll see if I can find one. Alright, I got some cassette belts out here. My giant pile of misery. And we're going to try and figure out whether or not any of these will actually work. They might work because they're 1.2 millimeters diameter, but for width, I mean, but not sure on that. Let's see if we can get any kind of measurement out of this old belt without it snapping. All right, we've got about 120 millimeters there, so I'm going to go with 100 millimeters. We'll see if that works. Belt's going all over the place. Wonderful. That's 115. No good. There we go. All right. I don't expect this to work very well, but maybe it'll work long enough to produce results. All right. There we go. I'll just put the rest of these belts away. And I'll flip her over and find out whether or not we can get that tape back out of there. Which, I don't know. It's going to be tough, I think. Try and set you up here again so you can see the screen, which is turned back off again. Okay, and we will give her some power. Okay, can we get her to do anything? No rewind. No fast forward. I can hear something slipping under there. Oh, we've got a flashing E in the display right now. 3 guesses what that stands for. Now we're going to have to cycle this mechanism manually, I think. Which is going to be a lot of fun. Because I got to see what I'm doing here. We got to find a way to drag the tape back into position. Which is always fun when you don't have a service manual and you don't exactly know how the mechanism works. I think it's moving, but yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that this part of the mechanism also needs new belts. Question is, how easy are those to change? Okay, I've got the loading arms moving into position now. We'll see if we can get her playing in this video. Alright, we just about got her fully engaged. Forgot about that. Irritating. But now we've got to thread the tape properly because it's not threaded right. Alright, now we can continue cycling our loading mechanism. Everything's roughly in the right spot. Let's try and hold her up like this so you can see what's going on in here. You You can see there's this little arm up there that's moving into position. Right there. That feels about like it's locked into position now. So, let's see what the mechanism does now. It tries to unload and can't. Yeah, see what happened there was it was trying to move these belts and it couldn't do it. At least I think that's what's going on here. Let me see if I can get a look at this motor. All right, I'm just going to have a little look-see. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but kind of obstructing your view anyway, so. So yeah, it's that motor. That's the problem. It's trying to unload the tape and it can't. So yes, these two belts will also need to be done. I'm going to try to get it happening in this video, but I'm not sure. And then at some point I'm just going to go ahead and order a full new set of belts for this, but for now I think we can use those cheap Chinese cassette belts to do it. Okay, there we go. We got the machine to finish. Except for the fact that it's going to eat the tape again. How delightful. So, how do we do this? How do we retract that tape without destroying it? Good question. What we need is access to the reels. And I have access to the reels. I'm just working through the mechanism here. All right, let's see if we can get it to finish up here. Okay, there. Now we should be able to go ahead and eject. Unless, of course, it won't do that. Man, this thing needs help these days. It's trying to. I can see the gears trying to move, but they're not doing nothing. So the mechanism must still be jammed under there. So I'm going to unplug. We're going to go over like this. And we are going to try to extract this part of the mechanism. Because that's where the belt is that needs to be replaced anyway. Yeah, even if I lose my videotape, I don't really care too much because it's just here for testing purposes. I think I've had this mechanism apart before, but couldn't tell you exactly when, because it has been a long time. And I don't remember exactly how this is supposed to come apart either, so keep that in mind as well. I think technically the front faceplate has to come off to get at any of this stuff. Which of course I forgot, since it's not the early 90s anymore. I was hoping this wouldn't be a longer video, but I think it's becoming a longer video. And there goes the screw onto the floor. Just what I wanted. Yeah, a service manual for this thing would be real nice, but I don't even know what model of Samsung this is based on, so hard telling if there's a service manual out there for it. This machine is literally 33 years old, so good luck finding any service data on anything that old. I'm still looking for the service manual for that console stereo. No luck there. Well, that was absolutely no help whatsoever. I think they want you to remove this entire transport in order to do anything like this. But I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. There's got to be a way. And there's this little arm way back in there that I got to make sure I put back into the right position. Okay, folks, here's the deal with this VCR. You basically cannot remove the loading mechanism drive without first decoupling this. You have to pull this little washer off, and then this arm off, and only then will that come off. So we're going to do that real quick, and hopefully we can get in there, because I took a bunch of gears out, and well, I'm basically committed at this point. So let me see if I can do this. And you're probably asking just how I got the tape out of there. It wasn't easy, let me tell you, but I managed, and I'm having extreme difficulty trying to get this little washer off. Got a lot of VCR nonsense in the way to deal with here. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if I'm even going to be able to successfully restore this machine. It's in significantly worse shape than I thought it was. But where there's a will, there's a way. I like the idea of keeping around a linear stereo machine, because, like I said, they are kind of rare. And if you're wondering how exactly I got the tape out, it wasn't easy. Basically, like I said, I had to remove a gear to do that. And I just hope I can get that gear back in place properly. And let me guess, this isn't even going to let me do anything. Nope, took that off for nothing. Because of course I did. And that washer down there is one of those irritating split washers that I hate so much. Yes, I'm really going much further into this video than I thought I was going to. I could split it into two, but I think I'll just do one big long video. I'll be right back again. I'm just going to get this washer off camera, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, there you go. Finally got that split washer off and the arm loose. Great. I'm having so much fun. Turns out this is the little arm that pulls the pinch roller into position. So, fun stuff. But maybe now we can get the loading mechanism stuff off. Because we got to put this gear back in somewhere. Won't that be fun? And the spring for said gear just fell out. Because of course it did. Great. All right. I'll put you over here. Try and zoom out a little bit here. And there we go. Bunch of old lube coming out with it. All right, yeah. There is no possible way that this is gonna be able to move the mechanism anymore. And I bet it's going to be real fun to retime this mechanism too. I just hope I can get this anywhere near resembling working order again, because I'm not so sure. So, just checking to see how I can get these belts out. Does not look easy, because 80s Samsung, why would it be easy? Now let's just make things as hard as possible for the technician. Okay, so I think I have to remove the gear that drives the eject. And I'm noticing all this lube is really not very good anymore, so yeah. And I discovered one other thing while I was monkeying around with this mechanism. The idler tire is also bad. Great! That is the idler tire that drives the gears. Yeah, I don't see any other way to get these belts out of here but to remove the worm gear. And how do you remove the worm gear? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it just pries up and out, but maybe that's what they intend. And no, I'm not disconnecting these wires, because then I have to take the entire transport out, and I do not want to do that. Okay, yeah, this is just clipped in. Good. And there we go. Off comes the worm gear. We'll try not to lose these little keepers. Oh, that belt is hard as a rock. No wonder this thing don't work. I don't know if it's worth even trying to find cassette belts that'll replace these or not, but I suppose we can try. It's only Christmas Eve, right? We don't have anything better to do, like puzzles or whatnot. Okay, that's 35. And that's 50. So we'll go, oh, I don't know. I'll just pick a couple at random. Let's see, how big is this one? That is also 35, so that's too big. If we make these tight enough, they may run the mechanism, and we'll do that for the smaller one. Let's see, what was the other one? 50? We'll use that for the bigger one. And we'll try and remember which is the bigger one and which is the smaller one. Okay, bigger one goes on first self. I'm not going to bother relubing this for now because I'm not even sure this will be successful. All right, here we go. That ought to be tight enough to drive that. At least I hope so. And yeah, this is where we really need a service manual because I have no idea how to set up this mechanism otherwise. Could be a lot of fun, could be a lot of not fun. Try and get this old thing to play tapes in one video. What was I thinking? Clearly I wasn't thinking very clearly at all. All right, those may be too tight actually, but what the heck, it's an old machine. What can you expect from it? I'm just cycling the mechanism all the way to its full stopping point. That's there. Theoretically, that should get it timed right, but we gotta get this other gear back in too. And that other gear is gonna be a pain. No two ways about that. It's gonna be a pain. How did this thing even go in there? Oh, I see. There's this little hole here that engages with the spring. So we just gotta make sure we engage the spring. And it would be best if we did this all the way down at that position. That way we can get the loading arms to work properly. But there's no spring loading on this. And there should be. Oh wait, yes there is. Never mind. Or is there? Something's not right here. Okay, so here's what's going on. These gears have a little slot right in the arm here that engages on these little plastic pieces. So that's how you can get these in properly. It's got to go in and engage with the tab. And then it should be seated, but I don't know for sure if it is. Something going on with the other gear now. Because of course there is. I'll just take them both out. Yeah, there's another tab on that one. And another spring, which we have to seat properly. Like so. And now hopefully we can get this to work properly now. Yeah, right. That tab isn't really going into position. What in the world is going on with this thing? I'll just do it without the spring first, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, maybe that tab does not engage with the hole in the arm. That's all I can think is going on here, because otherwise it doesn't come down far enough. So yeah, it's moving pretty well right now. So let's see if we can get this other gear to engage properly for a change. No, something's still off here. Okay, just a little bit of a minor correction. This tab on this gear does not go where I said it went. It does not go into this little hole. It rides along here. So yeah, I've got the other one basically in the right spot already. So what I've done is I've got both loading arms all the way up, so they're all the way loaded. And I'm going to try and get this stupid gear back in. Good luck me. This is not going to be easy. Because the problem is, now I have to get that spring in place. And it's just not in the right spot at all. Okay, the spring is in place. And theoretically, well, no, they're not in the right spot again. Maybe this goes in the other position. See, there's another way you can install this. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Pay no attention to me. I'm losing my mind here. So yeah, if I can just get that spring in place now, it should be. Well, maybe not. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Do I really even want to save this VCR at this point? I don't know. Come on, spring, get over there. Go where you belong. There you go. Okay, that's timed properly now. I think we got her. All right, now we got to try and get this thing back in place. Won't that be a bundle of laughs? The things I go through for nostalgia's sake, let me tell you. All right, we got to get this plate back on now. I have my doubts whether or not those cassette belts will even do anything, but we'll give them a shot. So I think I finally got this thing set up properly and timed properly and all these gears installed properly and all kinds of other things installed properly. And is it going to work? I don't know. Honestly, I have some misgivings as to whether or not these cassette belts are going to be strong enough to give us enough friction to move the mechanism, but I think I've got it set up properly, so we're going to see exactly what's going to happen with this. I ended up having to, or rather, I ended up dropping this by accident, so who knows if anything works now, but that's what we're going to find out. Let me put you down over here. so you can see what we're doing. Wrong way, self. We want to zoom out, not in. All right, let's just see what's going to happen here. Like I said, I've got my doubts. And yes, I did get that split washer put back on. Those things are incredibly annoying to deal with, but what are you going to do? All right, that's a good sign. The mechanism cycled. Now, where is the power button? Kind of hard to remember when you don't have the faceplate on, but... Okay, power is on. Dare we try a tape? I don't know. I'll turn the monitor on. Try to give you a good look at both the machine and the monitor. We might still have a problem here. All right, this here is not timed right, apparently. Doesn't seem to want to take any tapes right now. Okay, what's going on with you now? Unplug the power again. But I'm encouraged. The mechanism did cycle, so maybe that belt is going to work. But yeah, basically what I tried to do with this is I tried to engage the mechanism all the way in its fully loaded position, and it appears that might have been a mistake now. So yeah, try and pull this out and we'll figure out what's going on maybe. But yeah, regardless of whether or not these belts are installed properly and the mechanism's installed properly, I'm still going to have to go out and find the actual belts and idler tire for this. Otherwise, no play for Mr. Gray. All right, come on out of there, you. So, what do we have going on with this loading mechanism? Well, it would appear that the mechanism was just a little bit off, so it might actually be working now. You saw me turn this gear here until it clicked, and I bet you it's timed properly now, so we'll give it a shot as is. Could it be that easy? Probably not with this one, or with this unit, but who knows? Maybe it is that easy. Maybe it won't even go back into its proper position now, which appears to be the case, which is strange because what we've got down there to engage is a worm gear. Oh, I see what's going on. Got a little arm to clear over here. One of the tape guides is in the way. Okay, so we're going to make one last attempt at this. I ended up taking out this loading mechanism where I discovered that one of the gears was out of alignment, because of course it was. Don't know how that could have happened. Certainly wasn't the monkey running the camera. Nope, not possible. Couldn't have been me. But long story short, the tape door is now broken off because of that ghetto repair on this side that didn't end up holding. But yeah, we might have a working mechanism now, so we're gonna try here and see. Just play one tape, that's all I'm asking. All right, power's on. I'll get my tape ready. Hopefully this works now. Oh! It almost did. It almost played! But no, those belts are slipping and they're just not working here. So, let's see. Definitely don't want to hit eject. It's trying to... Yeah, the reels are not moving. That's the problem here. Let's see. Just can't push the mechanism far enough ahead to fully engage playback. Or actually, maybe it is. Yeah, it's just not able to drive the mechanism. Okay, so end of VCR video attempt number 395 at this point. We had a few more problems with this mechanism. First, the gears in the loading mechanism were mistimed. Had to fix that. And then I noticed this arm here, this was out of place. This was all the way up over here. So maybe it'll work now. Probably it won't. This is my last attempt, literally. So, power on again. Oh, it would be good if I reconnected the AV cables, wouldn't it? That would be good. And watch the TV turn off as I do. I'm starting to wonder about my choice of monitor for this kind of work. Back on with you. Okay, let's see if we can get anything to happen now. I still have reservations about these belts, whether or not they're able to actually drive this mechanism, but this is literally the last time I'm going to even try. Oh, it's playing. It's literally playing. Oh, it played for a second there. Well, I guess we'll take it. Obviously, it's going to need better belts to do this kind of work, but it is what it is. We actually got a few seconds of video. Let me wind this tape a little bit manually so it'll come back where it's supposed to be. And we will give it one more play attempt. But yeah, it just seems like these belts are just a little too problematic with driving this mechanism. Yeah, we got video again. for a second or two. Yeah, we just need much better rubber in this, and probably a full relube as well, because we didn't do that today either. So I guess that's going to be the end of the video for today. We got something out of her, that's all I can expect, I guess. I gotta fix this broken door now, because the ghetto repair that was on it before did not hold. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'm going to try and get some new belts for it. I'm going to try to get a new idler tire for it. And maybe we'll do another follow-up video at some point. Currently, I got a picture out of it for a few seconds, so I'm happy. So I guess that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for coming. Thanks for enduring what is probably going to be a long video once I get it all edited. And have yourself a wonderful Christmas, happy Hanukkah, or whatever you believe in. Happy holidays, let's just say that. See you guys in 2023. Take care.